Hey, I'm Jamey from Stillmeyer Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in the game Fliptown. I'm going to pull up an image on the other screen to show you what this game looks like. Here's a big image from Board Game Geek of Fliptown, which is, as you can tell, a flip and write game using a standard set of poker cards with beautiful illustrations unique to this game, and this mat with a ton of mini games. It looks pretty complex, and it is somewhat complex for a roll and write game, but we got up and running within 5 minutes. We played a 3-player game in about an hour, maybe even a little bit less than that. So the idea in this game, this is one of my favorite mechanisms in the game, is that every turn of the game, over the course of 3 rounds, every turn, you're going to reveal 3 cards from the poker deck. And you can see in the example here, there's a queen of clubs, there's a 9 of hearts, and an ace of spades. And the decision that each player makes simultaneously is they're going to choose one card to add to their poker hand for that round. And the other 2 cards, they will mix together. So they will so say I choose the ace of spades for my poker hand. I will then either activate the hearts action with value of queen or the clubs action with a value of a heart. So you're mashing up those 2 numbers, the 2 cards. You're choosing one number and then you're choosing the other suit, and the suit applies to the various mini games that you can see on this board. I like poker. I used to play a lot of poker with friends before I got really deep into modern hobby games. And so I really like the idea. I like the concept. I like the feeling of building a poker hand from round to round. And I was actually a little surprised that maybe it was just the mode that we were playing, but we never actually compared our poker hands to each other. Rather, you just gain a benefit at the end of the round based on how good of a poker hand that you created. But I wouldn't have minded, and there probably is somewhere in the rules, something that says you can play with a variant where you actually compare your poker hands to each other. I think that would have been fun for me as someone who likes poker. But I do like this twist where you're choosing one card for poker and then you're mashing up the other 2 cards to choose the action and the value of that action. I think this creates a lot of variability and decision space within with just 3 cards that come out on the table. I also wanted to mention some of the mini games. 2 of my favorites, I think, were the town. So you can see the town right here. This is the town area. There are a bunch of different buildings here. Like, for example, if I chose, here's the club right here. So if I chose the club, a 9 of clubs, then the building is this one. And this gives me some icons, either a pistol or a rifle, that help out with one of the other actions, the Badlands action specifically. So most of these over here, there's some mini game. In fact, there's so many mini games in this game. There's mini games within mini games, but among the mini games in the town are also a lot of engine building options. So if I chose this space right here, I would have that pistol for the rest of the game to use for the Badlands action. So I'm making myself better at one of the other actions. I really like that. I like the engine building in the game. I also like the simplicity, because there's a lot of thought that goes into the town that might be a lot for the first play. I also like the simplicity of the mine. The mine is an action where you're kind of dungeon exploring essentially into a mine. You're going deeper and deeper into the mine. So this player here in this example has chosen this mine space. The mine is a diamond action, and so they chose a number between 8 and king. It looks like, or yeah, 8 and king. And they gain this benefit. And then they have set themselves down this path. So on a future turn, they can either go down one of these paths, or they could go with a card ace through 7. And so they can delve deeper and deeper into the mine to end up with some pretty powerful benefits. I like that sort of mechanism in general in games. And so I like the way it was accomplished here. So those are my 2 favorite mini games in Fliptown. And overall, the core concept of building a poker hand and then using the other cards to mash together, that is my favorite mechanism. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I love poker-like games. So if you have a poker-like game to recommend, if you played Fliptown, or if you have a favorite mini game in Fliptown that you'd like to highlight, let me know in the comments below. Thanks.